Hello, my name is Fiona, and I'm a certified teacher and a Praxis coach with Study.com. Are you planning to take the Reading Specialist test? This is test number 5302. Praxis 5302 has several subtopics. This worked solution set covers the subtopic of assessment. Let's review some of the types of questions you may encounter on the exam. Let's get started. Question number 1. Formal assessments in literacy education are designed to do which of the following? Identify students who are at risk for academic failure, determine the effectiveness of a reading program, grade students on their participation in class, or provide a casual understanding of a student's abilities. Let's start at the top. While formal assessments can indeed help identify students who may be struggling and at risk for academic failure, this is not their primary or exclusive purpose. They are more broadly focused on measuring specific competencies and learning outcomes across a range of performance levels. So we can rule that one out. Now I'm going to start at the bottom. Provide a casual understanding of a student's abilities. Formal assessments are structured and systematic, providing detailed and specific information about a student's abilities rather than a casual understanding, so we can eliminate that as well. Going up one, grade students on their participation in class. Formal assessments typically measure academic skills and knowledge rather than behavioral aspects such as participation. Grading participation is usually considered a part of informal assessment or classroom management practices, so we can cross that out as well. Therefore, the most fitting purpose of formal assessments in literacy education is to evaluate the effectiveness of reading programs as they provide standardized and objective data that reflects the success of these educational interventions. Question number 2. Which of the following reasons describes why it is important for a reading specialist to administer multiple types of assessments to a student struggling with literacy? To compare the student's performance on different types of tests, to determine the student's general intelligence level, to gain a comprehensive understanding of the student's literacy skills, or to ensure the student is familiar with different types of tests. Starting there. Familiarity with testing formats can be a beneficial side effect of multiple assessments, but it is not a primary reason for administering them. The focus should be on understanding and improving literacy rather than on just test-taking skills. So we can cross that off. Now to the top. While it can be useful to see how a student performs across different assessments for diagnostic purposes, this reason alone does not justify the need for multiple assessments. So we can eliminate that as well. Next, assessing literacy skills specifically targets reading and writing capabilities, not the general intelligence of a student. Literacy assessments are designed to evaluate language-based skills rather than overall cognitive abilities. So this is incorrect as well. So now we have to gain a comprehensive understanding of the student's literacy skills. The most valid reason for reading specialists to administer multiple types of assessments to a student struggling with literacy is to gain a comprehensive understanding of the student's literacy skills. Different types of assessments provide different kinds of information. For instance, formal assessments might measure reading accuracy and fluency, while informal assessments could give insights into the student's comprehension strategies and motivational levels. Combining these insights helps create a holistic view of the student's abilities, strengths, and areas needing improvement. This comprehensive approach is crucial for effectively addressing specific literacy challenges. And that's the correct answer. Question number 3. Which of the following is the primary purpose of diagnostic assessments in the context of literacy education? To decide a student's final grade for report cards, to identify the effectiveness of a teaching strategy, to determine if a student is ready to progress to the next grade level, or to assess a student's prior knowledge and skills. From the top, diagnostic assessments are not typically used for grading purposes. Their primary role is to gather data to inform instruction, not to evaluate or summarize a student's performance for reporting. So we can cross that out. Next, while diagnostic data can indirectly help evaluate whether previous strategies were effective, this is not the main purpose of such assessments. Their focus is on assessing student abilities before new instruction, rather than reviewing past instructional effectiveness. So we can cross this out as well. Next, diagnostic assessments are used to identify learning needs and readiness for new content at a more immediate or specific instructional level, not to make decisions about grade progression, which would rely more on summative assessments. So we can cross that out as well. So we're left with to assess a student's prior knowledge and skills. The primary purpose of diagnostic assessments in the context of literacy education is to assess a student's prior knowledge and skills. Diagnostic assessments are specifically designed to evaluate what students already know and can do before a learning program begins or at the start of a new instructional cycle. In literacy, this means understanding a student's current abilities in areas such as reading comprehension, vocabulary, phonics, and fluency. This information is crucial for planning appropriate instruction that meets the student's individual needs. And that's the correct answer. Question number 4. The term criterion referenced means which of the following in the context of educational assessments? The test is evaluated on a pass-fail basis. The test compares an individual's performance to a large group. The test is unbiased and fair for all students, or the test is compared to a set standard. Let's start at the top. While some criterion reference tests may be scored on a pass-fail basis, this is not a defining characteristic of such tests, so we can cross that out. Next, the test compares an individual's performance to a large group. This describes norm-referenced tests, not criterion-referenced tests. So we can eliminate that as well. The test is unbiased and fair. While fairness and lack of bias are goals of any well-designed assessment, these qualities are not specific to criterion-referenced tests. So we can cross that out as well. At last we come to the test is compared to a set standard. The term criterion referenced in the context of educational assessments means the test is compared to a set standard. Criterion referenced tests are designed to measure student performance against a predefined set of criteria or learning standards. These assessments evaluate whether a student has mastered specific skills or concepts outlined in the curriculum, regardless of how other students perform. The focus is on determining whether each student has achieved certain learning goals, and this is our correct answer. I trust I was able to clarify this subtopic of assessment for reading specialists so that you now have a better understanding of the types of questions you can expect to find on the exam. Please remember to like and subscribe to this channel so that with Study.com's help, you will feel confident and prepared on exam day. Bye for now.